be taking a bit of a leaf, we're borrowing a leaf from there as we get into the swing of things. Now, today's E360 primarily is going to be about three major issues. I can't wait to get to that, and I'm sure some of you probably have an idea of, where the gist is going to be going to. Right, we have guests coming through as usual during the course of our program today, and we look forward to not just to having them, but to having you engaged. All right, I have airtime. I decided to roll out. Yes, it's another morning. It is the first Friday in the month of December, and it's not stopping. What a year we have had! Every week, it's what now? It's 49 or 48 weeks and counting of this year that we have consistently doled out airtime on the show every Friday. I think you guys have been amazing. Let's be honest. All of this would not have been possible without some of the support you guys have been giving us. So you know what? Let's start off by giving every single one of you an applause for just being amazing. Gracias. You're far too kind, far too kind. Danke. Oh, you guys are too much. Oh my God, I'm blushing. Anyway, so what are we going to be doing this morning? Well, our conversation is going to be about tips and change. Notice, tips and change. Write that down, because it's promising to be a feisty one as I bring you two very interesting stories for us to sink our teeth into this morning as we kickstart our Friday. Okay, control yourself, Jude. Control yourself. Anywho, let's start, ladies and gentlemen, with something that is new album. People are dancing and shaking their hair everywhere, and this is Adabe K. That. So if you were to go I don't know, a restaurant, or you were to go to a fashion house or a boutique or something, and somebody serves you. Yeah, you've paid for your item, but because maybe the person was very courteous, the person was very polite, you're like, you know what? Yeah, I bought this shirt for 10,000 naira. Okay, yeah, all right, that's 500 naira for your troubles. For attending to me. For taking that extra time to make sure I'm very well satisfied. You know what? I'm going to give you extra 500 or maybe 1,000. Some people do that. The tips are very common in Nigeria. A lot of you are used to giving out tips when you get to hotels, and the security man is greeting you, sure sir. Okay, take 200 naira, 500 naira. Or at the hotel, the bellhop or the bellboy helps you carry your luggage, and sure sir, gives you that. You know how we do in this country, sure sir. Extra 500 naira. Okay, all right. So those are tips. Now, in America, it's a big deal, right? It's something that's caused a lot of drama in the past 2 or 3 decades, with some companies discouraging people from handing out tips to clients or patrons. In some other places of business rather, they encourage you to give a tip, particularly in the hospitality space. So, for example, some of the fast food restaurants, Wendy's, Popeyes, all the nice places that some of you like to visit when you go abroad, they would encourage you, okay, look, after you get served by the waiter or waitress, you can give a tip. So some people could give maybe a $5 tip, a $10 tip, Sometimes you are feeling very generous. Some people will big boy, give them like $20 tip, But anyway. But tips, whilst being controversial, nothing seems to irritate people as much as change. In fact, nothing irritates the Nigerian man or the Nigerian woman as much as change. A few years ago, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, when we first started, I think 3 years ago, when we first started on Hello Port, we had a conversation about driver and change, the issue of driver and change, who's meant to have the change and not. I remember Carl Lorakwe was in the studio with me to have that conversation. Now, where we didn't step in, right, during that conversation was where I hope to get to this morning. You see, these days, right, there is a form of classism that I see with many Nigerians. I think it's always been there. So you go, let's say you go to buy, a pair of shoes, or you go to buy this happens a lot in the open air market. You buy Gary, you buy tomatoes, you give the trader 500 naira. The trader tells you, oh, this costs 450 naira, 170 naira. I say, madam, I don't get change. Make I go find change for you. Now, sometimes some people, maybe they're feeling generous. Maybe they're feeling, okay, look, this is not a big deal. This woman was very kind. This person was very kind. It's okay, I forget. No, next time when I see you, I say, okay, fine. But you see, the thing about this change is when you demand for your change, right, it sometimes causes problem. My question is this: would you visit a business if you had to demand for your change? So you purchase an item or service worth X naira, let's say 1,000 naira or 1,250 naira, and you give the person, the cashier, 1,500 naira, right? If you have to tell the person, give him change, give me my change, small problem will come. Sometimes some of the receptionists or the tellers or whatever, when they receive that money, let's say it's 100 naira change, I've witnessed some people just keep the money and they look at you, say, thank you, sir. You're looking at them like, what's going on? Where's my change, Joe? Now, I'm not here to embarrass you. I'm not here to say if you ask for your change, you're a thief or you're a stingy person. But if you have to ask the person for your change, if the person stands there after you have served him, expecting you to give him 500, the gate man, the security man, open the gate. It's his job. And then he comes and greets you, Sean, sir. Are you obliged to give him a tip? Both scenarios here elicit some form of drama. Some people get upset. The question is, where would you stand? Would you visit a business if the security man is always, hey, Sean, sir, trying to give you money? Will you visit their business again if after you giving them the money, they're meant to give you 100 naira, 50 naira, sometimes even 20 naira, and they pretend like nothing has happened? Would you go back?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Zero 017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Send us a message to 0809 030 6416. 92.3. Good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Jude.
Welcome.
Walter, I am calling from Ruboko.
Welcome, Walter.
Yes, it's a good conversation. It's like you are in my business place.
Interesting.
You see, Jude, it depends on our approach. Like my own establishment, I have workers. And I educated them, and they followed up. See, a customer come, buy something, they change. Said, okay, I don't have change. Let me go and look for change. You understand? Some customer, they will say, forget it.
Yeah.
But you, as a staff, you have to go out and look for that change. Because sometimes the customer wants to test how you operate. Whether it's 10 naira, he or she needed it. Because you don't know whether that money is for keke transport. You see, Jude.
Yes, please.
It's one of the things to talk. We learn every day. And as I'm talking with you now, my staffs they are listening. It is what I educated them. You see, public relations. It's because it's how you deal with your customer, will warrant your customer to come next time or not. So it's very important. You don't tell customer you don't have change. You don't have change. Is it customer problem to look for? You have to look for change for your customer. So is education and public relations is very good in a business you're doing.
All right. Thank you very much. So education, you need to let them know so that they will come back. It's not the customer's problem. That's what Walter from Rukwaku is saying. 92.3. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, please.
Yes, the radio counselor Progress Obenet.
Welcome, please.
Now PhD. Yeah. Jude, let me first of all say that the banks they owe us some explanation in this part of the world, especially in this part of Nigeria.
Okay.
We don't have small denomination again, and that is what is causing this problem. Yes, we don't have 5 naira, we don't have 10 naira, we don't have 50 naira. To see 50 naira around here, 100 naira is a problem. And that is why it is difficult for people to have that kind of denomination around. To the extent that they are not expecting you, the patronizer, to come with change. They will now say, I don't have change. They want to go and look for it. But I think that it is the policy demand that you buy something, you've negotiated the price, you reserve to be given that change that for which you are expected to be given. However, also I want to say that my experience is, Jude, do you know that someone that was kept to direct me, to guide me on something. He's paid. But after everything, I dip and I say, I need to